All right. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give folks just a few minutes to hop in. We've got some folks in the waiting room, so we'll wait just a minute and let folks get situated. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put up our agenda. Not too much of an agenda that we're going to cover today. Just a couple of really important pieces about Academy Plus that we're going to touch on. So we're going to talk about the why. We're going to talk a lot about the what and how it works. And then we'll have time at the end for questions. So feel free to put them in the chat while we go. And then at the end, we'll have time to unmute and all chit chat together, which will be so nice. I really appreciate everyone taking time out of their day to be here. So lovely to see you guys. Awesome, awesome. I'm just going to give folks one more minute and then we'll get started. But thank you all for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday. I don't think it feels like a Tuesday. I think it feels like a Wednesday, which is never good when my brain's a day ahead and it's only a Tuesday, but that's okay. All right, it looks like we have our waiting room empty. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We might have folks pop in here as we go. We have some support with the chat going on. Courtney Bullen from our virtual team is here to support. So if you've got questions and you throw them in the chat, she's going to answer them. She'll also throw out some really helpful links while we go. So feel free to snag those from the chat, but we're going to send out some information at the end as well. So we're going to get started with the why of Academy Plus. I like to give this as the intro because I think it gives a really good basis for everything else that we'll talk about. And a lot of the why was initially built around pre-service and onboarding. We were having these conversations with programs, Dr. B was, and they were relaying the stress of pre-service and onboarding and the inability to keep up with staff turnover. And so this was really an initial response to that and has only grown. So the Academy Plus subscription covers approximately 95% of OHS required courses, so that you can rely on content that you know is aligned with the Head Start program performance standard, that you know is expected from the Office of Head Start, and then you as leaders can focus on the relationship building aspect of pre-service that we all know is so important. That personal touch piece, it's unlike anything else. So your ability to rely on Academy Plus for that content, and then you all can do what you are so good at, which is that relationship building and really forming those connections that allow people to feel part of your program, and really building the heart of your program. The other why about Academy Plus that was really important to us was the ability for leadership to have real-time program reports. You are unable to do your job as a leader if you're relying on data that is outdated, that is inaccurate, and we know how important it is for you all to really aim towards those goals and be constantly checking in. So you have the ability with the Academy Plus subscription to have 5 program admins in the system. So these function as leaders. They oversee the ability to run reports, to assign courses to learners. You'll see that third bullet, course assignments, the ability to really curate a learner's PD to align with the goals that you have set out for that individual. And then having data to back those goals. You can see them achieved in real time with this ability. And then this fourth bullet, I really like to ensure people understand what this means. So with the Academy Plus subscription, you have access to our LMS, our learning management system, to build and design your own program-specific courses at no additional cost. So this is something that is layered into this subscription so that you feel supported from the Academy team. You have your OHS required courses. You're ready to go for that kind of annual required pre-service. But we know that there are aspects of a program that are unique to every individual. You can even be part of a larger program, and each individual site has things they do differently. And so the ability to design and create your own program-specific courses, policies and procedures, meet the team, where to put your lunch at, so-and-so center, all of the big things and the small things that make a staff member feel part of your family, of your program, like they are capable to do their job, both within the Head Start program performance standard and the day-to-day expectations. So you have full access to that LMS to build and design courses, and the ability to really make that space your own, which I think touches really nicely on this last bullet of community through PD, because professional development is important. But it's more important to have that community behind it so that you feel successful as a professional, that you have a space that you're coming to where people are cheering you on, they're encouraging you to complete these different courses, to grow your skills. And that's where I think the Academy Plus community is very unique, this ability to connect all of these Head Start leaders in one place with having your own individual community represented in there as well. And Academy Plus is available to all your staff, all your parents, all your community partners. When you join this subscription model, it is for everyone who is reflective of your program. And we really encourage people to take advantage of that and fully lean into creating that community within that professional development. So now we'll talk a little bit about the what, now that you kind of have that background why. So it is an annual subscription. So you get access to a catalog right now of 45 courses. This will become much closer to 50 before pre-service. So with this subscription, you get access to all 45 of those courses. They cover 90 to 95% of OHS required annual trainings, with the exception being CPR and first aid. Programs asked that those stay in person. It wasn't something that they were interested in us having on the platform. So we listened and reflected what the needs were. And these courses really fall into kind of three buckets. We've got our practical tactical. Think your Head Start basics, your Head Start history, the performance standards, active supervision, bloodborne pathogens, these kind of standard practical tactical courses where you are learning a skill, practicing it, and putting it into practice in your classroom or program, the CDA renewal, and the Joy courses. And then we'll touch on each of these a little bit more specifically. So like I mentioned, those practical tactical, here are a few examples. But really those tool building courses, and the ability to either sharpen a tool or to get a new one. Sometimes we're new and we want to learn new skills. And really think these effective courses where you go in and there's a skill or outcome that you are pulling from that tool belt every time you walk into your building. And that second bucket, that's CDA renewal. We have a full CDA renewal for infant and toddler and the preschool track available on Academy Plus. And really, it's a great opportunity to break down that CDA renewal. A CDA itself can be a lot, and then, that renewal process can be equally as daunting. So really the ability to take that in stride, take it bite by bite, course by course, get your hours. But also this ability to encourage staff members who maybe don't think a CDA is for them. Maybe they feel, oh, I'm not good at, I don't do school, that's not my thing. Have them come into Academy Plus, build those professional skills. And then when you launch them into that maybe upper leadership space or the credential space outside of Academy Plus, they feel equipped to meet the expectations of those courses and don't feel like they're being pushed into a deep end where they don't know what to expect. And our last bucket, which I really like to highlight, is our Joy bucket. And this was really important to the Academy team when we were building Academy Plus, and as we build all of our courses, because our jobs are wonderful. We work with the greatest humans on the planet. Our children are fabulous. Our programs are fabulous. And sometimes PD does not feel fabulous. And so it was really important to us that joy was layered into everything that we do, both within entire courses where they are just this experience of joy and love and skill building, but also layered into all of the courses that don't feel joyful. Because it's important for even something like mandated reporting to remind you that there's joy in your job. When you're doing these PD, these courses that are very important, the information is very important. but it's equally as important to not lose that spark and that drive. And we find that in our joy. And it's important that PD feels like a place where you can be successful and joyful in your community. The other thing that was really important to us while we were building this is to create community inside of our courses. So although your subscription is unique to your program and everyone kind of lives within your program, all your staff members, inside our courses, they have the ability to connect and interact with Head Start professionals across our Academy Plus learning journey, our Academy Plus family. So they can answer things like Padlets from teachers, who might respond in Virginia and California and Florida and Michigan. And they have the ability to really connect this idea that Head Start is this larger network and that they are part of this larger goal, and encouraging that within our courses to continue to create that community and that building of just love and joy and professional development, moving the field together towards a goal. So this is both in actions like these Padlets where they're involved in answering questions, but also this ability to personalize our courses. So one of the great things that Rachel Hutchison, one of our Academy team members, has done is integrated a lot of technology into our courses. So we have personalization and branching coming inside of our courses, which will allow you to work through something like active supervision as a leader, but somebody else can work through it as a bus driver so that the content that they're getting is unique to their job experience. Because active supervision looks much different in a classroom setting where there's, a door and space and floor versus a bus. And it's important that the content that you're getting is unique to your experience and your job function at your program so that you can be most effective while also meeting the greater needs of those OHS required courses. And a lot of these courses are built with our team, but with these expanding partnerships. We have some great courses with the Smithsonian, the ability to really meet the needs and show all of the great resources that are available, and just encouraging ourselves to think outside of us so that we are ensuring that the content that we're providing based on experts from the field is most up to date and available for our folks, both with partnerships, but also through our content providers. So we work with a lot of experts in their field to ensure that our Head Start knowledge is aligned with the greater expert experience, both inside of Head Start, but also in ECE in general, and then taking it back to our team, ensuring that it is Head Start specific and putting it out there for all of our Head Start professionals to enjoy. So I want to flip a little bit to this administrative support. When we were building this and we were thinking about all of the wonderful courses that could be added to this and the PD that is most important, and we went back to leaders, the other aspect that was really important to them were administrative supports, because as leaders, we can't effectively do our job if we are spending the time to sign up every single one of our staff members for pre-service. It becomes incredibly time consuming, and then we aren't able to effectively do our jobs. And the Academy team really wanted to ensure that the field understood that we know that your hat changes 10 times throughout the day, and not all the time do you have, 2 hours to sit down and register your staff. So everything on Academy Plus is done through self-registration. They make their profile by themselves. They dump right into your program and immediately have access to that full course catalog. And then what you're able to do is, as program admins in that system, whoever you choose to have your leadership members be, whoever you choose to have function as program admins inside the actual platform, then that leader can come in, they can run those reports, ensure that everything is meeting your PD goals that you all have set, your sights on in May of the year before, that your PD goals are met, your pre-service and onboarding goals are met. The other additional support layer is that you receive an Academy Plus Success Associate. For all of those on the call today, that would be me. I am your program's designated support person. So anything that you need within your Academy Plus subscription comes to me. We work together to solve problems, to support your staff members, and to answer any questions, as well as going through an entire onboarding process together so that you can learn the system as a leader and understand the capabilities that you hold in there, as well as feeling confident while you navigate the platform. I also host tech trainings that are very casual once a month for all the learners to come through. We make our accounts together. We ensure that everyone feels successful, because technology should be the least of our worries when we're doing PD. We want to get in there, get our content completed. We shouldn't be worrying about the technology piece. So like I said, this platform has a lot of really unique program admin features, assigning courses and due dates to individual learners. So what you can do is, out of that list of 45, you can pull those couple of courses that, you know, Mary Jane in classroom 3 really needs to work on. And you can go to Mary Jane's profile and you can assign her those courses. Those will populate on her homepage. She will get a notice that she now has courses to complete inside her Academy Plus profile. When she goes in, she can complete those courses and you can run reports based on those completions. Additionally, there are communication mechanisms built within this platform. So the ability to access an inbox, send and receive all your PD messages in one place. No more navigating through your email to see if you sent that email, because that is one every day I go through and think, I wonder if I ever sent that, or if I just left it in my drafts. Sometimes it's left in my drafts. So the ability to really send and receive messages and keep those all in one space, as well as this final point of program-specific course creation, which I know we touched on a little bit in the beginning, but I really want to encourage you all to think about how this space could both support you in your pre-service and onboarding journey, your continued PD, but also in the ability to widen your program's thought process on what your program-specific courses could look like. With access to a platform like this, there is no need for a course building software. Everything is built directly inside the platform with access to pages of information, external links, quizzes, surveys, anything you could think of that you take on, you know, a virtual course. All of that material is available inside this platform. So just something to get your wheels turning as you think about this process. So let's see if this is, there we go. So I want to talk a little bit about the how. How does it work? What is the process? So you start with deciding that you're going to provide your program with incredible PD. And then you can receive a formal quote from the Academy team, which we're going to drop the link to a Google form that you all can fill out today so that I can email you an official quote. And here I can copy that link and drop it in the chat. Courtney may be dropping it in there as well. Oh, yep. I think she just dropped that in there. So that link that just went in the chat is going to be your ability to fill out a Google form so that I can send you an official quote. We'll also include this Google form in our follow-up email that you'll get. So if it's too hard to navigate to it right now, we'll get that to you. So the way that our pricing works, this is based off of 2 factors, your Head Start grant size and your staff size reported on your PIR. And the reason we designed it this way was so that we could be as flexible as we possibly could be in price structure with programs. We work one-on-one to ensure that everything aligns and to get that quote all sorted out. So if you fill out that Google form right now or in the follow-up email, I will send you an email with your quote. So be sure to go fill that out if a quote is something you want to get today. And as soon as payment is received, the Academy team builds your subscription, and then you receive a program access code. And this code is unique to your program. So anyone that you give access to this code, typically your staff members, your parents, and your community partners, they have the ability to drop that code in when they self-register, which aligns them right with your program. They dump right in there and they get access to that full catalog. And that's it. You become a Head Start PD superstar. So looping back to that first slide of that why, talking about each part of this why, I think really shows us why we chose to build Academy Plus. And at the end of the day, we chose to design something like this that functions in this way because of talking to the field. All of this came from the field. We are unveiling today, between 5 p.m. Eastern today and 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, we are unveiling our Academy Plus 2.0, our brand new platform. And we found this platform thanks to our programs giving us feedback and telling us what worked and what didn't. And we were able to go branch out find things that worked for the field, and adjust to meet the needs. At the end of the day, we are here to serve you, to serve your programs, to serve your PD needs. We grow and build that course catalog based off of feedback from the field. So every year, those courses that become available in that catalog are because program directors were willing to sit down with me and talk me through everything that happened in their year and how we could support them. So know that although all of these different pieces of the why come together, at the end of the day, you all are our why. It's why we do what we do. It's why we love what we do. And we're incredibly grateful to have programs who are willing to sit down and have the conversation and discover what's going to best support their staff members. So that's the end. And this QR code will take you directly to the Academy Plus website. And I will stop sharing my screen right now so you don't have to look at the headshot of me that they had me include on this presentation. So now is our time for our Q&A. If anyone has any questions about the subscription, about the process, any of the course offerings, feel free to unmute or drop them in the chat, whatever is easier for people. But I'd love to hear any questions or feedback. This is our time to chat. Wonderful. And I'll hang out for a few minutes if people have questions, and we'll turn off the recording if nobody has burning questions right now. We'll go ahead and turn off that recording, and I'll hang out for a few minutes if folks have one-on-one questions. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you for your time. I am so grateful to get to connect with programs one-on-one. This means really a lot to me for you to spend 30 minutes of your very busy day with me to talk about this. I'd love to connect further. And if it's not Academy Plus and it's something else, I want to connect you with what PD is going to make sense for your people. And we hope that the Academy team can find some way to support your program.